When my sister Dee would come and visit, one Christmas she came and all the grown-ups were in the kitchen talking like grown-ups do, and I was in the living room floor coloring in my Return of the Jedi coloring book. And she came in there and she said, "Hey Bubba, what you doing?" And she laid down beside me, and I'm like, "I'm coloring." And so she laid down beside me and picked up the colors, and she started to color herself in the opposite page of the one I was coloring. And I started watching her, and the way she would color was just amazing, because she would outline whatever she was going to color. If she was going to color a shirt green, she would outline the shirt first in green and then fill it in. And whenever she got done, it's like the picture just, it was like it was glowing. All the edges just seemed to glow. And I thought, being 18 years old, I thought I knew everything there was to know about coloring. Maybe I might have been a few years younger, but um, anyway, just watching her, she wasn't telling me, "Here's how to do it." She was just doing it, and I was learning through watching her. And they say whenever you want to speak to someone, and especially kids, you get down on their level, and it's like a psychological thing. It means I'm down here, I'm part of your world, I can see things the way you see them. I'm not above you, I'm not lording everything over you. We're just having a conversation. In other words, I can relate to you. And in Luke chapter 6, it says, and then Jesus came down and stood among them on a level place. And Luke is talking about Jesus actually coming down from a mountain to stand among the people and teach them. But it's exactly what he did. He left his home in glory. Philippians tells us Philippians 2 verse 7 says, "Instead he emptied himself by assuming the form of a servant, and taking on the likeness of humanity." He emptied himself of being God to come down and live among us. Why would he do that? If you were a God, why would you want to lower yourself? It's like being a person. Why would I want to become an ant? But he tells us in Hebrews why he did. Hebrews 2:17 said he had to be like his brothers and sisters in every way, so that he could become a merciful and faithful high priest in all matters pertaining to God, and to provide atonement for the sins of the people. He had to be, he came down to experience what it was like being a human being. We see on TV, we may see someone caught in a snowstorm, and we think, man, they look really cold, while we're in our nice warm living room. Or we may see someone lose a loved one, or go through a breakup, and we see their heart breaks, but we're watching that happen. We're not feeling that happen. Well, that's what Jesus did. He could see what humanity was going through, but he had to experience it. He had to experience all of the temptations and the sufferings, and what we would feel, the loss of loved ones, and have his heart broken, and be betrayed, and be abused, and all these things, so he could show us how to live. It's easy for me to tell someone how to do something, but to do it is a little bit harder. And so he came to be an example. So he was a merciful. He came to experience it so he could say, I know what you're going through. I've been there myself. I can relate to you. But he also had to be faithful and obedient to what God had told him to do. So he had to do this. He had to be tempted. He had to go through this suffering, all without sin, so that he could die on the cross to provide atonement for our sins, so he could pay the debt for our sins. So he came to show us how to live, like that Audioslave song, "Show Me How to Live." Jesus came to show us how to live in the same way my sister Dee showed me the way to color that made it look better. Jesus came to show us a better way. So I pray that you are blessed by knowing that Jesus emptied himself and humbled himself to become like us, for me and for you, to provide an example of how to live and to provide atonement for our sins, to pay the debt that we couldn't pay. If this has spoken to you or blessed you in any way, hit the like and subscribe button down there at the bottom, and I'll keep making these videos for you. Love you guys.